So what's important, right? Kind of sometimes when we get so ambitious to work our ass off, we forget why we're working so hard. That's why it kind of helps to define your goals. One of the things that there's this marketer, he's one of my favorite marketers, his name is Russell Brunson. He's the creator, the guy behind this product called ClickFunnels. And he is he made this vlog about, what was it? It was about dropping off his kids, right? Dropping off his kids. You know, he's easily worth $1,000 an hour. He's making a buttload of money. And one of the things that he said was like, you know, sometimes when you're hustling your ass off to, you know, accomplish your goals and dreams, you kind of get carried away and you forget what it is you're hustling for. And you know, one of the things that working on the internet and having, you know, sort of a non-location based business is you don't need to be there, so you have the flexibility to do a lot more. And sometimes, you know, me being so busy and me being so ambitious with my goals, I forget that the whole purpose of why I work so hard in the first place is for my family. You know, and as much as I want bigger goals and bigger dreams, you know, why am I going to grind myself nose to the grindstone if I'm not going to enjoy my time with my family? Yeah, I'm doing well now, I'm growing, I'm going in a very positive trajectory. But during the process, that doesn't mean I have to give up time with my kids. Or you know, because I have the flexibility now. I'm making the income that I need to make to support my family, and it's, you know, I'm moving in a positive direction. So, you know, I can speed up a little bit, get faster, work harder, get more done, but for what reason, right? Isn't the whole purpose to do the things that you've always wanted to do, right? And the truth about it is, for the things that you've always wanted to do, why aren't you doing them now, right? Why aren't you doing them now? It's always a thought that crosses my mind when people say they don't have time. If there's something you've always wanted to do, you should do it now. Or you should be working towards it in some way. You know, obviously you're not going to be able to do all that you want, but like, you know, if something's really, really, really important to you, you know, like you can't have too many things, but if something's really important, you'll be moving in a direction that moves you towards that thing. You'll be doing something towards it. So, because of that, I'm gonna, you know, I have more work I can do, but it's not due right away. And I'm gonna pick up my kids early. Actually, I wasn't supposed to pick up my kids. I forgot. My wife is supposed to. But I just said I'll pick them up so I can pick up my son early. We can go work out, do a little walk around the park, talk a little bit maybe, and then I'll pick up my daughter, and then we'll go home. You know. And as noble as that sounds, and as good as that makes me feel, it's not really about feeling good about what I'm doing. I guess it is, but the truth is, like, my son's 10 and my daughter's 5, and you know, when they grow up, there's time goes by so fast. I know it does. My son's 10. I can't believe it, right? And I think this is so important because I make this why these vlogs, because I like them because they remind me of kind of how I'm growing, how I'm changing, you know, some of the stuff that I go through. And I know that this is sort of a snippet in time. If anyone were to ask me in the future, 5 years, 10 years from now, I could look back on this video, it's like, I remember when I was doing that, because I have that kind of a memory. I picked up my son, especially for this kind of video, because there's a little bit more emotion in it. I'll pick up my son, we'll go work out. So, you know, about 2 years ago, when I was basically making $0 online, you know, not making six figures, struggling, working on my personal training job, I had this thought about, like, you know, if I really want to, why am I working so hard? Well, because I want to take care of my family, I want to spend more time with my family, do more things with my family. And this is like maybe 2.5 years ago. Now that by any stretch of the imagination have I accomplished my goals of like what I really want, but I'm made significant headway towards there. And the thing is when I was broke and had no money and was just drowning in debt, I kind of felt I still was like, you know, I still have time to enjoy my life. You know, it's like, just because I don't have no money doesn't mean I can't have fun. You know, so I don't have time. I still have to put my nose to the grindstone and work hard on my goals. But, you know, I don't have time at night because I get home late from the gym. So I'll just wake up earlier, wake up my son earlier, and we'll work out together. You know, I mean, you always have time. I truly believe this in my heart. You will always have time for the things that are important in your life, right? you'll always have time for the things that are important in your life, and you make time. You make the time for it. Ultimately it just ends up cutting stuff out. But what's funny is the things that you cut out weren't that important in the first place, like browsing social media, playing video games, watching a certain movie, doing some sort of chore, right? It's just not important, right? Or there are things that are more important. So you think about your life and think about what you want to do, and just think about what's really important. And although we still always going to have these obligations and things that we need to accomplish, right? No matter what, we're required to do these things, right? Even though we're required to do these things that are really, really important, sorry, I lost my train of thought. We're required to do these things that are really important, like, go to work, take care of responsibilities. Maybe if you have a second job or another business, you have to take care of that. You have to take care of those things, right? But then you should still be able to find time and figure out time to spend the time to do things that are really important to you. And if you don't have kids, there's projects that are more important, I'm sure. Things that you always want to do. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to read some book. Maybe you want to watch some series that you never had a chance to watch, or something like that. I don't know. Take the time to do it, right? Because what's the point of life anyway, right? The point of life is to enjoy it, right? Actually, that's not true. I don't think that. You know what? I did this best man speech. Now I'm going to ramble here a little bit. I did this best man speech, and one of the things I realized about being married, or doing stuff, or getting married, I guess, yeah. One of the things I realized, the thing that's most important, what's most important, or what the purpose of being married is to share your life with somebody else. Is it to enjoy it? Yeah, it is, but it's not the only thing. You need to share all the shitty stuff too, right? Because there's some shitty shit that happens, right? People make some bad choices, get in trouble, people die, people suffer through grief, tragedy, Of course you want to enjoy each life with each other, but there's a bunch of shit that you're going to go through that sucks. And it's way better to deal with the shit that sucks with people that you love and care about, that will support you, than just by yourself. Guaranteed. It makes everything. Just think about this. Think about how difficult school was, or a test, or maybe a workout you did, or a boot camp, or the military. This happens in military. This happens in like people who go to doctorate school. When they become a medical school, or they go to Navy SEALs. I hear this a lot because they suffer so much together. There's a bond that cannot be broken, right? There's a certain kind of bond that's there that you cannot get anywhere else. Like medical schools. I didn't go to medical school, but I can imagine it's crazy. It's difficult. It's hard. But what happens is, you have a friend that you go there with. You make friends with people that are doing the same experience you are, and it's intense, right? It's intense, and you develop bonds that you don't get anywhere else. Or people in high school, or even just in elementary school. You develop friendships with people because you've experienced the same rotten teachers, or maybe bad girlfriends, bad boyfriends, just stuff like that. You got to remember, it's hard to remember that's really what makes us come together. It's the shitty stuff. It's not the good stuff. It's the fucking shitty stuff that makes us close. The suffering, right? Some of the people who follow my channel, I'm just laughing at myself because it's just like an epiphany in my head. I'm like, oh my God. When people are like, powerlifting, right? Or maybe CrossFit's a good example too. Like when you're suffering through a workout, there's such a connection, right? If you've done powerlifting or lifted weights, or powerlifting meet's a really good one, because that's a hell of an experience, right? If you've never done a powerlifting meet and you do one, it is an experience that is just so weird and new and nerve-wracking that when you go and do it and you share with someone else that does it, there's a connection between you two, because you're like, oh yeah, I remember what that's like. It's weird, and it's weird because being in powerlifting is kind of weird. When you talk to someone who's into powerlifting, you don't, the connection, everyone's kind of weird because they don't know how to share each other's self, because you're so, what's that word? You're so tentative with each other, right? I don't know. That was pretty cool. So it's a very cathartic video. I feel very good making it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Click like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And I'll see you guys all on the next video. Bye.